It's a whole lot of boobs and karate chopping. I'm Jackie.
I don't think Susie paid any attention in Arnie's class. I'm Justin.
I learned to fight with sticks in a cave, only the outcome was much, much different, and most of my clothes stayed on. I'm Sam, and this is 1981's Firecracker on Stinker Madness.
What's that smell?
I don't know about you, but I'm thirsty as fuck. Thirsty as fuck.
Hey, look at these!
Thrill me.
If you come back in here, I'm gonna hit you with so many rights, you're gonna beg for a left.
Thrill me.
Beg for a left.
Thrill me.
Hey, look at these!
No more hangers!
It stinks.
Hangers!
Get to the chopper! Stinker Madness.
Hello and welcome to Stinker Madness, the podcast about bad movies for bad movie lovers by bad movie lovers. I'm your host, Justin. With me as always, Jackie.
Yep, I'm the only one in the room.
Sam is recording remote due to that thing that shall not be named during this episode. So Sam is coming in over Skype for the very first time that we've ever done this with him. So this is going to be a new experience. Sam, how's things in a different location?
I'm using salsa for a microphone stand, so that's new, but it seems to be working.
I hope it's spicy, so you can really.
I don't know. It says it's
mild. You're going to do a mild episode instead of a spicy episode.
I don't even know what it means. It says roasted taqueria style. What does that even mean?
You put it on your taquerias, and that's.
I don't know what that is.
Well, how do you not?
I know that the jar itself is tall enough that it is getting the mic close enough to my face. That's it.
All right, there you go. So, listeners, you are probably familiar with everybody else doing things of this nature at this point in time, but you're going to have to bear with us if there's any weirdness that is different from the normal show. But I think that everything should be going fairly smoothly here. Sam, tell us, please, about 1981's Firecracker.
Well, the first thing you notice about this is that you're like, are they just trying to remake Bloodsport?
Kind of, a little, yeah.
Kind of, but then all of a sudden it goes off the rails and you're like, no, they are not trying to do that. They're trying to do their own thing. I think the place to start would be that Ciro H. Santiago is a famed director in the Philippines. He's sort of like the Spielberg of the Philippines.
And I think you and I have watched several of his movies on Amazon Prime. I can't name any of them off the top of my head, but his name seems very familiar.
So he did a lot of blaxploitation movies as well over there, like TNT Jackson and She Devil in Chains.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then he did 20 movies specifically with an American distribution deal with Corman.
Ah, okay. So that's why there's a New World Picture title on
yes.
This one. Yeah, gotcha.
And he's done over 100 films, so it's not that we've seen a few of them, and then there's a bunch more that we need to see. They're not all this good, but there's a bunch of them that are on this level. He's probably got about 10 movies that are as batshit crazy as this fucking thing.
10 as batshit as this one is quite the filmography then.
Yes. The next important thing to mention would be that Jillian Kesner, the star of the film, as it were, actually, after this film, not very long after this film, hyphenated her last name to Graver, Kesner Graver, because she married Gary Graver.
Gary Graver from Get Smart.
No, Gary Graver, the cinematographer that worked for Orson Welles at the end of his career.
Oh, okay. Different guy.
The reason that is important is that those two are basically the most responsible, other than Bogdanovich, for keeping Orson Welles' work safe.
Okay. The lead, you're talking about the couple, the lead in this film, yes, and her husband are responsible for Orson Welles' catalog.
Pretty much.
That's crazy.
Them and Bogdanovich. And the only reason that the film Other Side of the Wind was able to be finished was because Gary Graver wouldn't let it go. He was always working on it. And apparently, because no one was making any money at that point for Orson Welles, Nobody. And he was just shooting stuff and still being Orson Welles, and he was off the rails and fudge pops and the whole thing.
Except for the wine people. He made them a lot of money with his drunk wine voiced over commercials.
That's good. That's fantastic. Whoa. Is that it? I just drink it?
Just say whatever, right? No, Orson Welles.
I just drink this and say whatever.
God damn it.
The only reason that they were able to sort of work on this is harder, that he was able to actually keep up with that catalog, or to keep working on The Other Side of the Wind, is that he would shoot pornos.
Oh, Bogdanovich.
So, yeah.
Wow.
No, Gary Graver.
Oh, okay.
He took an assumed name and he shot like 400 porns.
Damn.
And that's how they were able to stay fluid through that period.
Fluid.
Checking her oil, you know what I'm saying. And then, of course, we've been graced with the presence of one Darby Hinton.
Yeah, this is it third or fourth episode?
It's his third. No, it's his third, because the Candy Angel Squad?
Angel's Brigade.
Angel's Brigade, yeah, he was Styx in Angel's Brigade.
Right. Well, yeah, I think he did better than this one. He was bad in this movie. And then, of course, Malibu Express.
That's where I was going to say, the most interesting, because we've talked about Darby Hinton so much that there's not really a point in going through his history, but what is interesting about this movie is that he didn't get paid for it, and he wasn't going to get paid for it, and then they need some pickups. And so he does 2 pickup shots in LA on his own and then sends them back. And then they pay him. Like he basically held at ransom. And if you notice, most of the voiceovers, it's awful.
Right.
It's not him. But there's 2 shots where you're like, hey, that's Darby Hinton being charming. Those are the 2 pickup shots that he had to do.
I showed up, guys. No,
he was there. I'm sure on set it was fine. It's just that he went back to the U.S., wasn't getting paid, and they dubbed him with somebody else. And that person sucked.
Right.
She seemed like she was getting dubbed by somebody else too.
She doesn't have a whole lot of lines to screw up though.
Yeah, and the 2 pickup shots that Hinton did for himself to get paid were sync sound, so his own voice was in them because they weren't going to do extra work to make it less good.
Right.
So was it just me, or did he have that mole in Malibu Express that he had on his chin in this movie? Because I don't remember him having that big mole.
I didn't even notice a mole.
He had a huge mole on the bottom of his chin.
Yeah, I noticed it in the shot where she's cutting his pants off.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
But I didn't see it anywhere else, so maybe it was just a zit that they tried to cover with a fake mole.
Are you guys sure that it was a fake mole or a zit, or did somebody actually kick him in the face?
That also probably could have happened with this movie.
It's just a big scab from taking one from a size 7.
Got a goose egg.
Right.
And he didn't look as handsome in this one as he does in Malibu Express.
Yeah.
He looks kind of like he's in his infancy of being a hot guy.
Yeah, but Angel's Brigade was before this, and you said he looked good in Angel's Brigade, and then he looked good in Malibu Express, which is 2 years after this. So it's like there's just this black hole of Darby Hinton, a little doofy. He was a little doofy.
I would say that he's a little bit more cut up in this one than the other 2, though. Like, he's in really prime physical condition.
Oh, he's shredded. He's made of wood, for sure. But his hair was a little too big.
Yeah,
his hair was awesome. I was like, whoa, dude, if the wind blows, you're going to be a hot air balloon. People can grab your feet and ride to Indonesia.
Darby Hinton, Icarus. That's what happened to his career. His hair carried him too close to the sun.
Yes. Tragically, because of that, he had to go into like a 9-year hiatus between 2003 and 2012. And now really he just kind of does weird, crappy movies and video game voiceovers.
Right. All right. Anything else, Sam?
Yeah. If you thought maybe, man, this music.
The music!
Seems like it's too good for the movie.
Right.
That's because they stole it from the movie Shogun Assassin.
Oh,
which
God
in
damn
and of
it.
itself is a sort of a mashup of Lone Wolf and Cub scenes.
Yeah, I fucking loved the music. Like, I have a hard time describing it because it's very like get pumped type music. Like some shit's about to happen, so start getting pumped. and then like what happens on screen does not match the music, but the whole time the music's killing it.
Yes. I actually, when I was watching it, I was thinking about, and this is an obscure reference, but it's like the music. It's like if people took instruments and made good music that was the video game music to Streets of Rage 2.
Yeah, right.
The video game.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
It was that. And you're like, wow, this is like a fighting game's music, only with real instruments and talented musicians. What the fuck is going on here?
And then there's just people laying down on screen. We should also mention the karate. Because we aren't going to be able to describe that during the synopsis. The karate is fucking terrible.
Yeah. I don't think either of them are trained martial artists.
You know, I don't think so.
No.
I'm going to go out on a
My
limb.
favorite, though, was the stunt double that they got for her with the awful silver wig
my
that was
God.
completely matted in the back.
Yeah.
And
the one
so
that did
every
the-
time that, you know, you see that person like jump up on a table or something and the hair almost falls off and you're like, oh no, they're going to have to cut in the middle of a fight scene.
And it was that one was such a good, clever ruse as well, because she falls in between the two tables and then obviously walks away. And then some man wearing a wig does the handspring and then has to pull the wig back on his head after he's running out of the shot.
There's also very slow movement when somebody swings a weapon at somebody else. There's lots of kung fu fight scenes where somebody's holding a spear or nunchucks or a sword, and it's like, I'm gonna swing this at you, Gary. It's time to duck. Type barbarian queen-esque weapons play in this. It's just such bad karate. But other than that, this shit is fucking bonkers. Like, it
Well, I
is
think
bananas.
that the ineptitude of the karate helps make it what it is.
Oh, totally. Because it doesn't match the music. It doesn't match the tempo. It doesn't match what the film, I think, is trying to deliver thematically to the audience, which I have a lot of question marks about that, and my interpretation of what that is probably very wrong because it's very unclear. But it's action-packed and stupid throughout, and I can't wait to talk about it. So I'm going to shut up.
There is one more thing to
Okay.
the boring bullshit, though, because what would we talk about if we were in the Philippines or doing a movie in the Philippines, the dangerous stunts? We didn't really see anything super dangerous, but at one point, apparently, they didn't have any other way to make some mist, so they just used bug spray.
But
What?
Yeah, let's just poison the cast and crew so we can get a misty shot.
not to mention, how much bug spray do you have to have? I mean, that's
A shitload.
a shitload of bug spray to make mist.
That's got to be when they go up to the temple, the monk temple, to learn about
Probably.
stick fighting.
Right.
That's got to be when they used it.
That's fucking stupid, dude. And how
It's
hard is
terrible.
it to make mist? Like, just dry ice. Dry ice works. But I guess maybe they don't have dry ice in the Philippines.
They got bug spray.
They got bug spray.
They got shitloads of it because there's so many bugs in the Philippines.
All right. I need 32 cans of DEET. Get us some DEET.
Well, it's not DEET. It's like fucking DEET to death. It's like Raid times 10 shit that they're spraying on people.
No,
Like,
that's
it kills the flora and the fauna. It's
That's
bad
worse
stuff.
than any of the bad stunts that we've seen, like in the bad Filipino movies where some man may or may not have died. That's like 30. That's like 30 people on set died from
hospital.
one scene, and then all of the endangered species. Cool.
Yup. And all of the unendangered species and trees. And kids.
Now
grass, all
endangered.
of it.
Yeah. Firecracker. Okay, let's get into this. So as Sam kind of mentioned at the beginning, it does set itself up in its first shot with a very tournament fighting style opening where Darby Hinton is a guy named Chuck Donner, almost Mitch Connor, but Chuck Donner, and he is a karate guy who is, I guess, the number one guy in this style of tournament fighting.
He's like the king of deathmatch, but he's also like the number one assassin ace for the drug kingpin.
Right. But I kind of like, I think he's got like a reputation throughout town. Like,
Sure.
he's the guy to beat if you want to do Mortal Kombat.
Sure.
So he's exhibitioning the first fight, and this happens later. So this is a recurring rule in this tournament fighting style circuit, where the main guy has to sit down and watch 3 other guys showboat with their weapons.
Yes.
And then he fights them.
Yeah, no, it's really odd. He's like, oh yeah, you can twirl that. And he like nods at him too. Yep, looks like you can use that thing. Okay, all right.
They seem to be kind of friends. Like
yeah.
There's like camaraderie between everybody in this scene.
Well,
He's like, yep, some pretty good spear work, Jose. I'm still gonna kill you with it.
Right.
Exactly. And you know that they all went to the same karate camp that we see later in the movie. They
Yeah.
probably came up together and he's like, this is what you fucking get for stealing my cake all those years ago.
My cake.
Yeah,
Cake.
karate cake
Karate cake.
at the camp.
Is that like what you get for graduation, or
At the Chuck Donner cake party.
right?
Donner party.
Have some cake. It's not people. Or is it? It's
Or is
okay.
it?
It's people. It's people in bug spray.
I'm gonna keep running the Donnie party joke as much as I can.
So the first guy he has to fight is, get exhibition, because he doesn't actually fight everybody. There's a guy with a staff, and then some nunchucks, and then another guy with a spear, and he only fights the guy with the spear.
He gets to choose.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah, you get to choose your challenger.
Why go with the spear guy? I'd go with the nunchuck guy.
Because he looked like he was going to be the one that would fall on his ass fastest.
Yeah, but
And you want to keep your title of King of Death Town.
well, of course.
Even though he has a spear, he's still 56 years old.
Right,
The other
well,
guys were young and in shape.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that's true.
okay. All right. It's just you choose the flabby guy. All right, fair enough. And sure enough, he takes that fucking spear from that guy and stabs him right into the tummy. Like,
And
sorry.
then holds him into the air.
Right?
Like he's waving a flag of joy. And blood's landing on him and he's just like, yeah, murder lust. And you're like, wait a second, this movie is gonna be a little bit weirder than I thought.
Oh, it's fucking it. Like, even in this, this was the first thing that I saw of this about 3 weeks ago when Jackie and I decided to pull the trigger on a stinker in the middle of the night when we were both hammered drunk. And just in this scene, I was like, nope, turn it off. We're doing an episode on this. And then I came back to Sam like the next week. I was like, dude, Firecracker. And he's like, oh, yeah, that's my next episode. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Cool.
Roman found this about 6 years ago and we watched it. And it was one of those where we had just watched 2 that were like kind of okay. And we're lounging pretty hard, laying back. And this shit started and like both of us just immediately sat up and were like at attention for the duration of the film.
Yeah, because it sounds weird. It looks weird. All the shots, the editing, like everybody's acting is just like not correct. Like not totally far off, but not quite correct enough that that all of it combined makes it super fucking weird. Like, this is going to be a weird fucking movie. Also with a lot of karate in it, so I'm in. But in the audience, there's a lady. We find out later her name is Bonnie. And she's got a little handheld camera, a little spy cam.
Little 10 millimeter.
Yeah.
10 millimeter, yeah.
That I guess you're not supposed to take pictures of what's happening here, which seems like obvious, but
Yeah, you can't take pictures of the Kumite. It happened in Bloodsport too.
oh, really? I don't remember that part of it.
No,
Yeah.
When you have illegal sanctioned death matches, you don't want people snapping photos.
Maybe they should
No
get like
selfies.
they should get like some security or like some of those one of those airport scanner things that show you naked, you know?
Or maybe she should have just used a camera that wasn't the size of her face.
Right.
I mean, that might have helped greatly in this situation, not to have the click as you're progressing the film through the camera,
She's
and then
got the-
holding it up to your face like a pair of sunglasses, and being like click with the flash going.
Yeah, she's got the flash on too.
Yeah, that's the point of indiscretion, is running the flash.
Where's that spy cam? Where is it? Follow the light. So she gets nabbed. They're like, not in our Mortal Kombat arena, lady. Then Chuck, after he kills the spear guy, rips off his dog tags implying that the guys he's fighting are all military, like it was the trophy kind of thing, like the necklace of ears.
I couldn't tell what was going on with this.
I don't know if it did you think that played out later at all?
I did. I thought that when she finds out that, spoiler alert, that her new fuck buddy has just killed her sister, and she goes in there, she starts digging through his jewelry box, and he's got mementos from everybody he's ever killed.
Oh, but they're not all dog tags.
No, it's
Okay.
just he just takes like after he kills the guy on the stairs at the end, the fat guy, he's like tries to take like a bracelet or something off of him, and he's like, "Oh, this thing's a piece of shit," and he throws it on the ground. He's like, "This isn't even worth putting in my trinket box." All right,
then that means
he's a trophy hunter.
Chuck Donner is a fucking psychopath. I was
he likes to party.
I was questioning like where he falls on the evil scale this whole time, but now I'm pretty sure that this guy's a bad guy.
Well, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't accept any jewelry from him. You're like, you don't know which baby killed to get that. You're like, oh, you know what? Donna had this exact same bracelet.
Right.
But we haven't seen Donna in 6 weeks.
This is a nipple ring with blood still on it. This doesn't go in somebody's ear.
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
This is a cock ring with the cock still on. Gross.
Yep. That's the best trophy of them all.
Okay, so after
a bejeweled penis.
Right. After the credits happen, which are pretty crazy, we meet Susanna, the lead. She's checking into a hotel because she's there to look for her sister Bonnie, who is the camera lady who has disappeared. She's immediately spotted by dudes. Like, as soon as she gets off the plane, goes into this hotel, there's dudes on her. Like, this lady looks like she's fucking trouble because they know? Like, what the hell?
I think they're going to rob her.
Oh, they're just randos?
Yeah, they're rando locals that are robbing guests.
Huh.
Because they go into a room and they're like start looking through her purse and stuff, and they're trying to take stuff.
I thought they were looking for like the stuff, like the notes or whatever.
Having seen this twice, her plight of being chased and having to fight men off makes no sense.
No.
I can't tell if they're employed by someone, if they're rapists, murderers, thieves, all of the above. I'm not sure. It just happens that every once in a while, she's chased by men that want to rape and kill her, and she has to beat them up, sometimes naked.
Right. Maybe this movie is just saying, if you're a blonde lady, don't go to the Philippines. Like, steer clear.
They kind of seem like a little bit of a handsy bunch.
Yeah, a little.
Well, there's like some guys from New York in one scene.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, that's where it gets real bad.
Right.
Those guys are obviously just there on port call.
Right. So
they're sailors for the United States.
The movie is saying if you're a blonde lady, don't go to the Philippines. If you're a male from New York City, you can't come here.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, don't let the New York City guys come in anymore because they're bad.
Well, they just take out some of your rape ability because, they're chasing the ladies too.
Right. Yeah, those are our ladies to chase. All right, so they break into her room, and she karates them. They fail.
In lingerie.
Yeah, of course. And that's the whole scene. No explanation.
It just cuts. Like, after she kicks their ass, it just cuts. And you're like, okay, so that's resolved. Good thing you're on this sightseeing tour now.
But she also threw one of those men through the lattice window like a missile.
Right.
Feet first. So she grabbed him by the neck and the belt and threw him like a javelin out of a window.
How do you think she explains that to the hotel staff?
They see that shit every day.
Oh, okay. It's Fear and Loathing in the Philippines every day over there.
The bellhop and the concierge like elbow each other, and he was like, "I told you she can throw a man like a javelin." I knew that when she walked in.
All right, cut to her meeting Pete and Ray. Pete owns a bar, I think, and is like a big dude. He's like the American in Bloodsport. He's like the big guy.
This is the part where you're really like, it's Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds is the guy in Bloodsport. This is the guy that they found that looks the most like him.
Right. And he's like, hey, or she's like, I'm asking about my sister Vanessa. or my sister Bonnie, but you might know her as Vanessa. I don't know why it's plot relevant that she has a alter ego. I sent her a telegram. Where is that telegram? It's up in this room. Let me take you to it. Yep, that's the telegram I sent her, which I guess pieces the whole puzzle together for her. I'm not really sure what the significance of the telegram is, but downstairs, some shit is happening that I don't know what is. There's just a random fight.
Oh, this is the introduction of Ray.
Right.
Who never really works himself into the plot very well at all, does he?
No,
he starts out on the outside looking in, and he ends up in that same spot.
I think he's Pete's buddy, or just like a bar flight, like a local that goes to that bar at 5 o'clock every night for happy hour and is like, oh, by the way, I also enjoy kicking people's asses.
No, dude, he was behind the bar when she first came in. He works there.
Okay. Huh. That's weird.
What he is the local star that they just can't figure out how to work into this plot.
Exactly.
They have to.
Right. Because he got an and credit.
Yes, he did.
Ray something as Ray. So this fucking fight, though, like, it starts with just a bunch of townies piling on Pete, and then he does the I'm too strong thing and shakes them all off. And then everybody gets involved in the game. Ray's down there kicking ass. Susanna's down there kicking ass, and they're like high-fiving mid doing it, like winking and gunning at each other while they're punching guys out.
The only smart one,
friends.
Right.
The only smart one in this movie at this point is the waitress who is hiding down by the kitchen. She's like, God damn it, this is happening again.
She's not that smart.
She looks up at the calendar and goes, oh, it is Wednesday or Tuesday or Monday or, well, fuck, I hate my life.
Yeah, she's not that smart because she should quit her goddamn job.
Well, she gets extra to play Toon in Tokyo.
Really?
Boo.
Boobs is right.
Ah, Jackie. God damn it. I want to go back to Hawaii. Without you this time.
Oh.
You fucking weirdo. I didn't mean that, Jackie.
Oh, sure you didn't.
You're awesome.
Justin died of the virus.
Right. Hey, I said we weren't going to talk about that.
The virus.
The virus.
This virus had a lot of knives. 17 of them to be exact. One of those cut his wiener off first.
Kept it as a trophy.
Bejeweled it.
So they're like, I guess those guys were just looking for trouble, and that's the end of that fight scene. It's not explained at all either. But now she's part of Team Pete and Ray, or they're part of Team Her, and they're like, oh, yeah, so you need to know about this guy because you're looking for your sister. If you want to know anything in this town, you need to seek out Chuck Donner. But watch out for him because he's super dangerous.
Yeah, cut to the next scene at the restaurant where Chuck Donner has a party of two.
Right. They've got some sort of martial arts exhibition, which also is like, the guy says no holds barred fighting, which I thought was like optional to the death, but it doesn't seem like at this place it's to the death. It's to the broken arm or whatever.
No, these are two old men wrestling it out for 20 minutes or for 2 minutes, and then like one of them just gets tired. Right. Nobody actually wins.
And the setting for this martial arts exhibition is a fucking hotel lounge.
They just had some 12-year-olds do hula hooping up there
right.
like 10 minutes ago.
It's a variety show. This is the Philippines.
It is.
Gary Weird's magic show on after deathmatch.
Which the magic show, when he releases the dove, it just flops because it was in the coat too long. Whoops.
On top of the guy who's laying there with his broken arm, because I'm pretty sure that guy actually died from that broken arm that he gets, because he just like, he does the give up and like flop down, I'm dead move from getting a broken elbow. It's pretty cool. So she's like, all right, hi, I'm not looking for my sister. I'm just looking for a job in martial arts fighting for money. And Chuck is like, oh, okay, well, that seems to check out. Speaking of checking out, I'm going to check out that bod. Because Chuck is immediately like, I've completely forgotten about all of my professionalism. I've thrown that out the window. I don't care what my boss wants me to do. I'm not going to tail this lady or be suspicious of her. She's clearly on the up and up because she's hot, and I'm going to try to bet her.
And you can tell that beyond being a unscrupulous expat, he's also a cad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Well, hi there. I'm Chuck Donner. Can I buy you a martini? Did you kill my sister? Which one?
Yeah. Hey, I'm Chuck Donner. You want to go to a party?
God damn it.
I'm going to keep going.
I didn't like that because I didn't get it, even though that's the third time you've told that joke. And now I just got it, and I'm like, God damn it, I hate it. Why would you want her to go to a party? Oh, God damn it. All right, so she asked for the job. She's like, I just need to make ends meet while I'm here, so can I fight these old people? And he's like, yeah, I guess if my boss likes it. And do we even know what the boss's name is? I just have boss written over and over again.
I don't know what his name is.
I don't know what his name is either. I think he's just heroin guy.
He's the bad guy in I was about to say Tango and Cash, but that's Jack Palance. Roadhouse? No, he's the owner of Roadhouse.
Yeah, he's the owner of Roadhouse.
Yeah,
but he's not.
He's not, but he looks just like that guy, and he's wearing Jack Palance's clothes. He's a very weenie bad guy. Like, he's not threatening at all.
No.
He's like, maybe you guys can come by later to the condo and we can have some cocktails. You like that? I'm also a drug kingpin. No, you're not. You're too Del Boca Vista for being a drug kingpin.
Oh, yeah.
He kind of looks like he belongs to the military, but he's on leave, and this is his side business, or he retired from the military because he's got a military haircut. So at first I thought he was like a military guy that was evil. But then he's like, no military in this place.
Yeah.
And then you kind of realize that he's not military. He's just there doing heroin.
No, I think he's just a Florida retiree that was poorly cast.
I think he's just a guy that works down there as an actor all the time because he got to use his own voice.
Oh. Yeah, probably.
That's why he's that guy.
Yeah, he retired from, IBM and moved to the Philippines, and now he's an actor. So he's like, I got to check with my boss first, and he goes back over there, and Ray shows up, and it's like, hey, I'm going to pick you up after her demo of beating up an old guy. And Chuck's boss, the retiree, whatever his name is, he's like, I want her followed. She's suspicious. You follow her and check her out. So instead, Chuck just takes her straight to dinner.
Yeah. Chuck Donner, party of two.
What's the special this week? Is it lady fingers? This is the best part of ladies.
I disagree.
Yeah, that was lame.
What's your favorite on the menu, Sam? Vagina bowl?
Why? Oh, I see.
When you're eating people, when you're
Eating?
trapped crossing the Rockies and you got to eat your the people you're traveling with, what's your favorite part?
Oh, the butt. It's soft.
That's what I was going to say. Ham hocks. You get some great bacon. It really sizzles when it hits the pan.
No hesitation. Oh, the butt. Trust me, I know from experience, dude.
Hey, you watch those nature's videos, the lions go asshole first, you know? There's a reason.
Yeah, you don't waste the good part first. Or you don't wait for the good part because then it gets all crappy.
Literally,
well,
it's crappy.
I don't know if animals shit themselves after they die.
I don't see why not. I think it's...
Well, if you're eating an herbivore, it's just like getting some salad.
Right. I'll start with the appetizer. What kind of dressing do you want? Well, clearly ranch. Because it's like trying to make a nature preserve joke. Nope, that doesn't work. Thousand Island, Italian. Nope. No, there's no
blue cheese, Famunga.
Yeah, I guess that's as close as you can do. Is with the raspberry vinaigrette. No, there's just no perverted, disgusting salad dressings. They're too safe for comedy.
That's why Newman got behind the dressing line. It was safe.
Oh yeah, there you go. So he takes her to dinner, and romance blooms. He's totally snowed by her. She's like, this guy's a dum-dum, but I kind of like him because of his mustache. And Ray takes the next day later. Ray takes Susanna up to the stick training camp in the mountains because for some reason she's really keen on learning about this stick fighting method that's called Arnis that has something to do with the plot, I think. Anybody?
Well, she uses it at the end.
Well, yeah, but like, why is this? Why does she need to do this? She's looking for her sister, not karate training, right?
She owns her own dojo in L.A.
So she's like, while I'm looking for my dead sister, I might as well go up here and take advantage.
Well, she needs to write it off on her taxes, Justin.
Ah, got it.
Part of her cover.
Yeah. They established that in the shot where they're all sitting around the table.
Oh, okay. Well, that's dumb. Couldn't she just go like to some dojo in town or something and be like, yeah, let's just go inside rather than climbing a goddamn mountain, getting sprayed in the face with bug spray, and then watching guys just poorly swing sticks around.
The whacking training. You just whack, whack, whack.
Right. It's the dumbest. They're just swinging sticks back and forth. And like, I've seen, I like in all of the ninja training camps and the Wu-Tang training camps and the 13th Tower, whatever that movie franchise is called.
Seventh Chamber.
Yeah. Like, this is the worst possible training you could possibly shoot because it's literally guys with sticks just swinging them back and forth.
I don't know, but if I could be that cut just swinging a stick around for a couple hours a day, I'd probably do it.
Well, maybe you should give it a try.
Yeah,
You'd
I just
probably get in shape from climbing the fucking mountain.
Well, there's that.
Unless you live in the cave.
Right.
But then if you live in the cave, you're not really getting good nutrition. So you're going to be in shape.
Nah, that's probably true.
And the main guy comes up to her and is like, yes, we will teach you the ways of Arnis. Here's your sticks. But one thing about it is you can only use it for defense, never offense. And then she just grabs the sticks and goes, yeah! And then cut. Her training is done.
Camera.
Right. We don't even get a montage.
It's got the zoom in like, shishing. She knows it now.
She listened to a book on tape on the way up the mountain and learned everything.
It was a really short book on tape. It said, just whack people with a stick.
Okay, so I guess she's the master now. I like this scene. It's not plot relevant, but we get cut back to the boss. He is talking to I don't know who she is. I know who she is later, but like their relationship, I don't know if she's supposed to be his girlfriend, that's the cop that's posing as his girlfriend, or if she's a business associate, but she's always asking about the business and he doesn't want to talk to her about it.
Yeah, this doesn't really seem very realistic because if she's just the bang maid that's there to get your heroin and your drinks for you, he's going to tell her to shut the fuck up and he's going to punch her in the face.
But he's also about to get shot up by her and he doesn't want her to screw up, so he's being nice.
Right. But the whole scene is like, oh, don't worry about that. I've got a plan for this and I've got a plan for that. And I need to really take care of this over here and move this piece over here. And she's like, that's nice. Here's some H. Like, oh, I do all my best planning while passed out on my back so that I don't puke.
Yep.
Or your side.
Still poops, though.
Yeah, right? You can't do H while you're a boss that you've got all these moving pieces around? Come on, man.
You can't dabble in product if you're going to move it.
Yeah, you got to at least do coke. I mean, you get fired up and you're active and you're going to go clean your toilets. At least do something productive.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right, so Suzanne follows Chuck to a market because I don't know where he's going. There's lots of Suzanne following Chuck and Chuck following Suzanne and other guys following Suzanne and other guys talking or attacking Suzanne throughout most of this film. But she follows into a market. Some guys try to nab her, but they fail because she's karateed and she karates them. But eventually she gets stopped by officer detective because we also don't know his name. And he's like, hey, stop it. You're going to screw up this undercover operation by asking too many questions and sticking your nose where it doesn't belong. Let the cops handle it, lady. And she's like, okay. I'll do that. She doesn't. She sticks her nose. She doesn't. Yeah. I don't even know why this scene exists because the next thing she does is get her nose back into things. Meanwhile, Chuck is conducting a drug heist on his own guys. Up in the mountains. On Grip. Yeah, Grip, who isn't the right-hand man, but should be because he's the middleman between the boss and the drug suppliers.
Yes.
Meanwhile, there's this weird Roman Empire parade happening.
Right.
During this scene. Like, all these people have Roman Empire hats on, like papier-mâché masks, and they're walking down the street, and there's just one mask that just stays in the shot the entire time. Did you guys see that? Like, just off to the corner, just some guy like, do. And he knows he's there. He's like, I am totally just going to stand here while the rest of the parade keeps going.
Yeah.
This is my 5 minutes of fame.
Focus.
Yeah, exactly. And like, the boss comes down to Grip and's like, what the hell's this thing? And Grip goes, it's a fiesta. I'm pretty sure they don't call it that in the Philippines.
Maybe they do. There was some Spanish. They have a lot of, like Santiago, right? There's a lot of Spanish influence in the Philippines, I think.
Is there?
Maybe.
I think so.
Fuck, maybe I don't know a goddamn thing about the Philippines.
I don't know a goddamn thing about the Philippines.
All right, we'll chalk that up to stupidity. Ha!
Sure.
That's how we explain that one. We're dumb. Ha ha!
Yeah.
Take that.
This could be highly culturally relevant, but we don't know.
We just think it's weird.
Yeah. Okay, so where the fuck are we? So Chuck is stealing from his own guys. Grip is goes back to the boss and tells the boss about the whole thing, and the boss is like, "Well, go find our drugs and who did it." Because he couldn't tell that it was Chuck because they were striking from a distance or some shit. I don't know.
Sure. When they pulled the heist too, like they didn't shoot him.
Right.
Did you notice that afterwards, the guys just shot up that car for no reason?
Right.
And then it cuts, and you're like, why did you shoot up that car?
Because we had ammo.
Because they had to get in the back of the trunk to get to the papier-mâché mask that had all the heroin in it. They did show that.
They shot the shit out of them.
They shot the shit out of the car.
They shot up the drugs.
And is that how you get into the trunk of your car?
Yeah, I just start shooting it with my 45. Open, you sack of shit! Especially when I stick my foot underneath the car and, you know, it's supposed to have that magic Houdini thing, you know, it's supposed to open on its own and it doesn't. And then I just start shooting the shit out of it.
You know there's a button, Steve. Yeah, but
people
we've got
ask
ammo.
you why your trunk doesn't close, and you say, yeah, that thing hates cheap bullets.
Susanna is following him. She's following Chuck, and she's following him in a rickshaw while he's out just casually for a jog after stealing from his own guys. And some more guys try to get her. They do get her after like too many guys piling on her. Or maybe she is faking being nabbed because they take her straight to the boss and to the dojo. And he's like, hey, Grip's there. And he's like, you got to answer all our questions. Why you're here, what you're doing. I want the truth. And our truth serum is actually this fucking poisonous snake that I'm going to unleash if I don't like your answers, which I'm probably going to unleash anyway, so you might as well lie because it's just a fucking snake and who gives a shit. Like you need like
it's a cobra.
Yeah, but you need like 30 cobras if you're gonna do this. You just run away from snakes. Snakes are dumb.
This line of dialogue is fantastic because I kind of scratched my head the first time I saw it, and then I remembered it when he said it, and I was like, oh yeah, this is awesome. He says, the Philippine cobra is the deadliest of its kind. It's the deadliest Philippine cobra.
Just this one.
Yeah, or that kind of cobra is the deadliest of that kind of cobra. It
Right.
doesn't make any fucking sense.
Well, clearly, yes. You can't argue with your logic there.
And why is
This
it in such a
knife
small
is the
box?
deadliest of this knife.
This bazooka. Man, what a
Sure.
great bazooka for bazookas.
This one blows up stuff like it does, no problem.
You might say it's a bazooka's bazooka.
Sure.
What, Jack?
Why was the snake in such a small box?
Because it's the Philippines. They don't care about preserving snakes. We know from experience from
Whoa,
watching
yeah,
other snake-filled
whoa.
Filipino movies.
We don't want to talk about that.
Don't want to talk about it. Yeah, they don't treat stuntmen. They don't care for stuntmen's lives, Jackie. Why would they care about stunt snakes?
Well, this snake was a nice looking snake. It smiled for the camera. It really got out there and puffed up its head. I thought, it deserved a little respect.
Yeah, it was going to make
It was a good stunt
this
snake.
was its big break, a Filipino movie where they're probably going to kill it and eat it later. Which is fine because the snake is delicious. If you at least if you're going to kill a snake, make sure you eat it because it's
You make sure you eat it. It's good.
Yeah. So she's like, I'm not here for any nefarious reason. I'm here for karate. And he's like, I don't like that answer. No, it's true. I'm here for karate. I don't like that answer. Try it, everyone. I'm here for stick fighting. I still don't like that answer. Have a snake. So she jumps up, does a backflip while grabbing the snake, lands on the outside of the ring like she's on, I think it was obviously wire work, and then chucks the snake at grip.
It wasn't wire work.
Oh, they just reversed it.
It is reversed.
Yeah,
and it
right.
still is a pretty good job to do a front flip off of that rail.
Right.
While holding a rubber snake.
Right.
Yeah, I thought this was super impressive. And the stunt guy was back with his wig and everything.
Yeah. So she throws the snake on grip, and he just like runs away like, it's on me. And then she busts out. But Chuck just casually walks into the dojo and is like, oh, hey, you're here. Huh. How you want to go get some dinner? You want to go get some drinks back at my place? Nightcap? And she's like, you're not going to ask me why I'm here? No, I don't really care about that. Let's go bang. And so they go back to his place.
He's also wearing his second lion jacket.
Oh my God, his attire.
The first lion jacket was hideous.
Uh-huh.
This one's actually kind of boss.
Yeah.
I would wear this lion jacket.
I'd wear all of it, Sam. It's all bullshit. Like the level of his attire bullshit is so high that I'm like, give me all of his clothes. I would wear those in public and encourage people to laugh at me because it's hilarious.
My favorite was the denim one that he had on in the earlier part of the movie with the matching pants and
right.
Man,
I think
that
it was
thing,
a jumpsuit. I think it was a onesie, honey.
Oh, I didn't think it was a onesie.
Huh.
But that thing was fucking boss.
That was fucking terrible. Loved it.
Somebody spent a lot of time making that outfit.
Oh,
It was worth it.
I think that if you could say anything about Darby Hinton, it's that he can wear anything.
Yeah.
Because he's wearing shit that anyone would look like the biggest dickhead in. And it's like, man, you look good in that. And it is terrible.
Do we think that they bang here? I don't think that they bang here.
No, they don't.
They don't, because she's like, you need to have patience. And he's like, don't make me wait too long.
And then it just cuts while she's still in his hotel room. And he's clearly a scumbag, so I don't know what's going to happen in there. But I guess she just leaves. Bye. And the boss tells Chuck to bring her in because he wants to put her in the arcade or the arena of death to fight his gladiators. That's the only way we're going to show her is to have her fight some gladiators.
Well, and it's like, the boss is like, well, once she gets a taste of killing men, then she'll want to do it again.
Right.
Because, people are like rabid dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Once they get a taste for the livestock, they're just going to keep killing the livestock.
Or, like, I don't know why you would make that comparison, but like all the movies tell us if you kill a guy, you just want to kill another guy. It's like tattoos. Just got to get another one.
Or Lay's potato chips.
I can't have just one.
They're right. Just open the bag and shove it down my throat.
So they demo fight for each other for the boss. And he's like, yeah, I've seen this
Did
before.
you notice that he gave her a swift palm to the ovaries?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The ovarian delight.
Yeah.
Not
Actually,
cool.
no, the ovarian delight is a headbutt to the
Oh, okay.
ovaries. This is more
not
just
cool.
like an ovarian kiss, possibly.
You were just trying to bone this lady last night in your room, and now you're like, oh, this is play punching you in the tummy. And then he, like, gets her on the ground and, like, does the tummy kick. Like, he's kicking her in the ribs and shit. Like, dude,
Yeah.
like, this is going too far, buddy. Okay, so I guess she's good enough now to finally fight in the arena of death, even though she proved it earlier and proved it one time after that. But anyways, so I guess, like, okay, well, you're going to fight there later, because right now we're going to let you have a car and our man's going to drop you off in the rapey part of town, because immediately after she steps out of the car, they don't drop her off at the hotel. It's in some dingy fucking street where there's two guys that are like, woo, hey, baby. And they chase and attack her immediately.
I didn't get this part of the movie. I didn't realize that she was being dropped off. I thought she had like a piece of paper and she was trying to go somewhere and follow a lead. But then the rapey guys come along.
Yeah. And she doesn't try to kick their ass. She runs away like a scared, like any other movie lady. Like, oh no, the rapist.
Oh, she saw that. She's like, oh, that guy's got a perm and a Hawaiian shirt. He means business.
Yeah, I clearly can't fight them, even though I was just propositioned to enter an arena of death where there's actual gladiators there. I should run.
And then she tries to like hide behind a security guard and gets his ass killed.
God damn it, she got that guy killed.
That was such a good scene, though, when they step on his chest and the blade comes through.
Right, not okay. Poor man. He was just trying to help her. Like, well, I could kick these guys' ass, but I'm going to let this untrained security guard do it. And he's like, freeze! And they just walk up to him. Like, no, I mean it this time. No, freeze, seriously, guys. Oh, shit, I'm dead.
He'd had a conversation with his wife when he took the job, and he's like, honey, I'm just guarding rice. Nobody's going to come. I don't even know why they give me a gun. And then he gets killed.
Oh, with no pension, no life insurance.
No, it's 2 days from retirement.
Oh, I think. Oh, yeah. They look pretty young. Anyways, as she's further chased, her skirt gets snagged on a gate, and she has to tear the bottom half of it off.
I said, thank you, fence. You know what's coming next, right?
Right.
Like, oh, the fence has started the work, but I think somebody else is going to finish it.
She runs into a motel, and then she finally ditches her high heels. She's been running in high heels this entire time. And so I guess now she can finally kick ass because, like, I don't know.
No, you got to back up. Because before she ditches the high heels, she climbs a ladder and then tries to ambush the guy as he climbs up the ladder, but then he just tears off her dress.
Right.
So now she's down to a pair of panties and bra and a pair of stiletto heels, and she's running down the corridor trying to get away.
But in her heels still.
Yeah,
She's
so her
done all
boobs are
this in her
just
heel.
shaking like two bowlfuls of jelly.
And
this is all a setup for her to run down the hallway at the camera several times.
Right. So she's now in predator mode because she doesn't have her high heels on, I guess, even though she climbed a fucking ladder and ran all over the place in them. And she's trained to kill people. But she sends one dude, like she's doubled back to the construction area where I guess Sam thinks they keep rice. I don't know, but they got a table saw in there, and she puts one dude's face in it, and he didn't make it. And then the other guy grabs like a hay hook off the rack, which
it's a sickle.
Oh, a sickle, sure.
Yeah.
Which he cuts at her with it, and it's such a close shave that it only takes off her bra.
Titties!
Yep, I was wondering if these things were going to come out throughout this movie, and I was like, those are pretty nice.
Pretty nice.
Yeah. I was not disappointed. Sometimes in these kind of movies, you get some weird boobs going on, and you're like, dude, no, we don't want to see that.
Right.
But these were excellent. I would give them an A.
Yeah, I think she's a smuggler. I didn't realize she was going to be that busty. So she's fighting
when she was going up the mountain There's a bunch of non-bra stuff that happens before this. You're like, oh, these things are coming out, and I bet they're going to be big.
Yeah, I missed that. I'd have to watch this movie again. So she's fighting with her knockers out, and eventually she grabs a stick, like a rake stick, and beats this guy, I'm presuming to death, even though it looks like he gets bonked a few times.
No, he's breathing. That's my note is, looks like Rick gets to live.
Right. Like, okay, what's up with that? Why didn't he get stuck in a buzzsaw?
Because he was definitely the more murderous of the two of them.
Right.
The other guy seemed more rapey. He seemed more murderous, but he gets to live.
Yeah. Huh. So Chuck calls her at the bar because I guess she, like, how she transports with no clothes back to the hotel, if she even is staying at a hotel. Well, I guess she was at the beginning, but God knows where she's staying now. She's just at the bar. She's got new clothes on. It's the next day. And he's like, hey, I just want to let you know, because I know you care, I'll be leaving for a couple days. Bye. Thanks,
Bye.
Chuck.
Yeah, because,
and then he goes to a tribe who's doing some dancing and some spear fighting exhibitions. I just don't know what the fuck is going on in the next scene.
Him and Grip are there together like they're buds. Like, hey, Grip, we still gonna go up to that tribal dancing retreat we bought tickets for a month ago? Yeah, of course we are. You're my best friend.
They're up there buying heroin.
Well, yeah, they're doing that on the side, though. It seems like it's like also there's heroin. But there's primarily tribal dancing.
Well, it's a floor show.
Yeah.
They need to have a cover in order to make this work, so they can write it off on their taxes. So that's what this whole movie is about. It's how to write off a trip to the Philippines with your taxes.
I see. Okay. So she's there. She's followed him, even though it seems like this is a pretty remote location. And like how she knew when he was leaving or any of that, that's not divulged. She's just there. She follows him. She sees that it's a drug deal, and she's like, okay, well, he's dirty. You knew that. But she's spotted by the boss's lady person, whatever she is, the cop. Undercover.
Well, this is when we find out that she's undercover, because before you're like, man, these two have weird conversations.
Uh-huh.
But then when this happens, you're like, oh, I guess that's why she's always pumping him for information that just doesn't seem relevant.
So if I was to follow the money per se, where would that money be, boss? Oh, I'm not telling you that. Okay, well, how about this? Where would you bury bodies if, say, just hypothetically you were a murderer? Where would you put them? The desert? Your backyard? Well, I'm not telling you that. Okay, well, let's try. She's a cop, dude! So, she chases her. Suzanne crashes her motorcycle during this chase, and
this crash is hilarious.
Like she just lays it over
because she after she falls off of it, she dives further into the berm.
Right?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, she's like, I'm so hurt, but wait, I'm just gonna dive one more time.
Yeah, she's taking a flop, Sam. She's seen some of that soccer, and now she's got to, up her ante in acting. So the lady comes up. She's like, hey, don't worry about it. I'm not actually the boss's girlfriend / bang lady / wife. I don't know what you think, but I'm actually a cop. I'm working with taking this guy down. So maybe you should not stick your nose in where it doesn't belong. Like, leave it to us cops. And she's like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. The same thing I told that last guy who asked me that. So Chuck has robbed Grip again. This time the boss is mildly angry because he can't show emotion. He's like, okay, well, we got another load stolen. It's not your fault. Don't worry, gentlemen. But I sure do want to find out who's doing this. And the cops elsewhere have met up. They're like, we gotta make an HQ because we're teaming up now. Let's make Pete's Bar our HQ because that seems like where all the cool people are. And also we should tell Suzanne that her sister's dead.
Your sister is dead.
Yeah, we should probably do that.
Bonnie didn't make it.
Yeah.
She's been in the river this whole time.
This whole goddamn time.
That's what's weird is that, usually when a body's floating around in town, somebody says something within the first day. But it seems like Bonnie's been there for at least like a fucking month. And this body has just been bobbing around.
Can you identify the body? And she's like, I can't. Yeah. That's a body? It's
Yeah,
like the
dude.
catfish went after it pretty good.
That's what I was thinking too, Sam. Like, you're not identifying anything.
Oh, Bonnie. Oh, God.
And at first I'm thinking maybe she's just disgusted with this dead body. And it's not Bonnie.
Maybe.
Because they just cut as soon as she runs away, and then she's still running through the streets at night.
Well, she runs to Chuck for comfort. Oh, Chuck, please hold me. Oh. And
Hold
then
me, Chuck.
the weirdest fucking thing happens because he's like hugging her, and then his cat freaks out.
The fucking cat. And it's a black cat, and it breaks the mirror. And then it leaves, and you're like, well, that's a lot of weird bad luck foreshadowing. Is it for both of them or one of them? Which one of them is it for? I'm not sure why that cat's here.
And she needs to be further comforted because of the cat, more than she needed to be comforted because of Bonnie. And Chuck's just looking at the cat like,
where did you come from?
Are you my
It fell
cat?
from the sky, and he's inside.
Yeah, he's unfazed by the bad luck, though.
No.
Whatever.
It's like, did you bring that cat with you?
Right. So Suzanne goes and lays down on his bed because she's so traumatized by this cat.
He carries her in. He's a gentleman.
She's got to take a nap, though, it seems like. That's where she's headed, is to Nap Town. And he's like, well, I got a better idea of what we could do with our time. I know that dead sisters and bad luck make you horny, baby.
Yeah.
Well, she rolls over to the middle of the bed, which indicates you're not getting in here with me.
Right. Only room for one. But Chuck woos her, and I use woo loosely, by pulling out knives and cutting her clothes off.
Yeah. I guess she can just go home without her pants.
Again, for the second time in this movie,
Yeah.
she doesn't have any goddamn clothes.
And it never explains how she gets home
No.
completely fucking naked.
How many outfits did she bring on her trip to find her sister in the Philippines?
Yeah, because she's losing clothes left and right. Good thing clothes are cheap there.
Did she just take a cab back with no clothes on? I don't get it. And so this is sexy, guys. This right here is sexy. Him knifing her clothes off. It's not rapey at all, guys. This is sexy, not rapey, right? And
She backfists him off of the bed and then cuts his pants off like it's a double rape, though. So it's okay.
It cancels
It's
out.
mutual rape-ins.
This is the weirdest shit fucking ever.
I thought it was kind of sexy.
You did?
What?
Yeah.
No, it's fucking, dude, knives?
Well, they're both fucking freaks. It's not like
Oh,
one of
yeah.
them was like, oh no, don't do it, because she, like Sam said, she punches him off the bed like a freaking weirdo and then was like, now you're going to stand before me while I cut your pants off and I accidentally knife your wiener.
Right?
Yeah, no, she's full of red flags. After they start screwing, she gets on top of him.
Screwing?
And she's humping him. Yeah, they're screwing.
Well, I'm going to use that. And I'm coming,
Loosely.
I'm rounding back to that once you're done.
Sure, but then she grabs him and goes, I can feel the pulse in your head. What the fuck?
The sex scene gets weirder after they cut each other's clothes off with knives because they're dry humping, Sam. They're not having sex. Her legs are closed laying between his open legs, and they dry hump to completion. It's never been so good.
Yeah, see, so I think it was supposed to be these people, this is their sexy time.
Oh man, it's bonkers. It's not as weird as the sex scene in Showdown in Little Tokyo, but it's right up there.
Oh, yeah.
All right, at Pete's, back at the bar, the cop lady is casually like, oh yeah, so I was eating lunch the other day, and I found out that Chuck Donner killed Bonnie, and the sister is like, Suzanne's like, what? Oh, I didn't see you there. I should have really not said that so casually and with a little bit more sympathy to you having a dead sister banging the guy who killed her. Sorry, my bad.
Is this when Ray shows back up and he like says
Yeah.
something to her and she just looks and goes, "Oh yeah, you're in this movie."
Yeah, he tries to comfort her as she goes through Chuck's jewelry box and finds her sister's bracelet.
Right.
And he's like, just let the police handle it. She's like, fuck you, Ray.
Uh-huh.
By the way, I crashed your motorcycle, never brought it back.
Right. Back at the bar while this is happening, two toughs have come in because I guess they now know that Pete's bar is the bad place. It's the old guy from the beginning who got his ass kicked on stage. Some other rando. And they start shooting up the place, but they get shot. And but so does the waitress.
And
The
the
waitress.
undercover cop.
Oh yeah, the undercover cop takes a bullet too.
Yeah. It's always my favorite when people are about to
Oh.
die and they're like, don't talk. Don't talk. And like, dude, this is their last fucking chance. Shut up and let them
Shut up,
talk.
yeah.
Save your
No, and
strength.
he's worse because she's like, "I'm dying." What? And he's like, "Don't talk. Don't worry. We'll get him for you." That's not what I'm worried about right now. Actually,
Look, bitch, I don't care what you have to say. Shut up and die. Jesus, dude. All right, so Susie calls the boss, and she's like, "All right, I want to do the death fight. I want it tonight, and I want it on my terms." And he's like, "Oh, okay." So he's also scheduled a meeting with the suppliers of the drugs because the whole plan was his. He was stealing from himself to eliminate Grip so that he could get in front of the suppliers.
yes.
Cut out the middleman. And Chuck just kills Grip right there with his
Double knife throw.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same knives that he cut her clothes off with in the previous scene.
Yeah.
It seems to be his preferred weapons are a couple of old timer pocket knives.
Right.
Yeah.
Those aren't intimidating. Like they're not sexy either. Like I don't know about this. He should have like cool knives. Like switchblades. You know? Like
Or
those
bigger knives. I don't know.
those West Side Story boys.
Yeah, those greasers, they're tough.
Yeah, like old Corn Pop, you know? He had a
Oh, Corn
switchblade.
Pop. Hey, Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Let me tell you a story. It was 1965 at a swimming pool.
Oh, yeah. He wouldn't get off the diving board because, you know, that's what those rough gangsters do is fuck around on diving boards.
Oh, I love you, Joe. Can't wait for you to be the president. So he's entertaining his new business partners while there's a lady death match going on. And she's like, she gets the exhibition of the three dudes, and she's like, I don't want any of these guys. I want Chuck Donner. Sam?
Yeah.
Chuck Donner?
Hardy.
God damn it. Jesus, I even set that one up for you, and you're like, I'm sorry. I was
reading
looking,
my notes. Sorry.
I was looking
Yeah,
someplace
looking
else.
at-
Well, what I like is wonder if Chuck would not have come in, like right at that moment, right?
Right.
And she would have just been standing there being like, well, I guess that fuckhead'll do.
Yeah.
Or he
like-
wasn't there.
Yeah.
Like, he's
Yeah.
like, I want him, and then there's nobody there, and somebody's like, he's pooping.
Yeah.
He's going to be a while.
He's going to be a while. But can we wait? No, it's a death match, stupid. You don't get to choose, like, the manner of who you're going to kill or be killed. Like, you got to fight somebody. It's a death match. Learn how it works. But he's there. And he's like, what? Me? No. Oh. She's like, you killed my sister. And he's like, I'm sorry.
It's like, your sister, okay, I kill a lot of people.
my
Who's
bad.
your sister?
Well, she hands him the bracelet that she found in his apartment, and he's
Right.
like, that.
Means nothing
Yeah.
to me.
He's like, I can't even keep track of the trophies. I'm sorry.
I don't know who this belongs to. Why are you giving me this bracelet?
He's like, oh, I'm really sorry about that. Let's go back to the sexy time. And she's like, mister, past the point of no return. She starts beating on him, and she's got the sticks, and so she's beating on him with the sticks, and he finally gets one after a little while, And so now they're starting to fight a little bit. Like he's
There's a
giving up.
point in this that you realize that his heart belongs to her because he's just like, he's not fighting her. He's just trying to tire her out. He doesn't want to kill her.
No.
And he even gets to the point where he can finish her off twice. And he
Right.
doesn't do it.
Right. And the cops have pulled out outside. They're ready to bust everybody. Ray has shown up on a motorcycle and just drove through the fucking window to get inside.
But it's so cut bad that Ray drives through this window and you're like, is he even in the same place?
Right.
Is this even plot relevant? And he's fighting all these guys and you're just like, are these guys part of the movie, Ray? Are you part of the movie? But then he ends up chasing down the main bad guy and you're like, what the... Really?
Right.
Him?
Right.
Ray?
Yeah.
Okay.
The boss tries to escape this whole cop invasion thing. He doesn't care about the deathmatch anymore. And Ray catches him on the stairs with a katana and is about to kill him. But then the other undercover cop comes in and is like, don't do it, Ray. You'll regret it for life. And he's like, wait, who are you again? Because I'm not sure if we're in the same movie. And so he drops the sword and the cops get him. But back in the arena, Chuck has pinned her to the cage, and he's got the knives out, and they're at her throat, and he could just lop her head off, and he's like, no, I'm not killing you, baby. That's not the way Chuck Donners work.
That's not the way that Chuck Donner parties.
And she's like, fuck you, Chuck. She keeps fighting him, even though he
throws her. He throws her into the side of the cage, and she hits her head and goes down. She's like, "Oh,
she's getting her ass kicked."
But this was funny because she's like, "Out, nope, time out. That one really hurt."
Tag. There's nobody here for you to tag, lady. And she's like getting blurry vision. She's getting her butt kicked pretty good, and he just wants to leave. But she's like, no, fuck you. She grabs her stick. She starts kicking ass again, and she finally beats him up, and he's on his back and looking up at her, and there's no lines, no exchange dialogue, anything like that, no like suspenseful music. She just fucking stabs him in the eyeballs. That's it. Kills his brain. Credits.
Credits. And then I write down the note, fuck.
She did not learn the lessons of our niece. They're for defense only, lady. You just killed a guy in his eyeballs.
Yeah. You win some, you lose some.
Okay. I guess you work in education, Jackie, you know, that some people just you can't teach some of them. You can't get through.
I don't know. I probably would have fucking stabbed that fucker in the eyes, too. Killed my sister.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Chuck sucks. Chuck is a bad guy.
He's a bad guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. If the sex would have been that good, she would not have killed him.
Oh, I don't think she's going to find a replacement for the sex. I think he was her equal as far as that. For the rest of her life, she's doomed to a life of sexual disappointment because she killed the only man who could dry hump her to completion the way she likes.
Sure.
With knives. Who else is going to do that? Sure as hell ain't me. I just like to lay on top and flop around for a little while. By a little while, I mean a few seconds.
God.
All right, who wants to go first on questions? Sam?
I have an odd question that is very barely related to the film because of how many Toyota Corollas I saw
I noticed that
and none
too.
of them are the same car.
Right.
So my question is, why do cars have names?
Like,
Because
what do you mean?
they're not the same car. It's
What do you mean they have
this
names?
is the Toyota Corolla, and this is the Toyota Corolla, and that's the Toyota Corolla. Like, no, it's not. Those are all different cars.
Oh, like they rebadged, you mean?
Because
Or
it's the
just like
Philippines.
the same series of the Corolla. They have different wheelbases. It's just like everything in the Philippines was a Corolla.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The Volkswagen Corolla. The
I didn't
Ford
get it.
F1 Corolla.
Yeah.
It's a nice name. It rolls off the tongue. It's like cellar
Sure.
door. Corolla. Jackie, question?
No.
No, I don't think I really have any either, other than what the fuck happened in this movie? What is it about?
Why is Ray in the movie?
Is this how just shit goes in the Philippines? Like, this is loosey-goosey with all of, like, any rules about, not necessarily film rules, but just, like, life rules. Like, she keeps, like, the cops are like, stop sticking your nose in this. And she's like, what? I missed that part. Stop sticking your nose in. God, would you pay attention for half a minute? What's that tree over there? Stop getting involved in cop business, lady. Okie dokie. And then she goes straight to getting involved with the cop business again. I need to go train on a mountain with sticks. Okay, well, don't use them to kill a guy. What?
Just listen to Ray. Who's he? Why is he in this movie?
No, it's bonkers. This movie is just, it's so bad. I really liked it. I guess we're gonna move on to final recommendations. I'll go first. Yeah, this is a total do. I really enjoyed it. I would think I'm gonna like. I would say actually that I probably wouldn't have liked it as much without that fucking soundtrack, because the fucking music is so fucking awesome that it just like is the icing on the cake of this stupid fucking movie that doesn't make any goddamn sense. It's like, yeah, karate. Woo! So
Yeah,
do
some
for
of
me.
those traveling sequences would have been dry had it not been for the music, which makes it hot. You're just
Right.
like, man, there's not an ounce of this thing that isn't viewable.
Right, exactly. And I think that without that soundtrack, there is sequences that would be unviewable.
Absolutely.
They're just boring, very Birdemic-esque. Like, now they're driving over here. Now she's in this car getting chased, and like boring foot chases and things of that nature. And her constantly having guys look at her with weird eyes and shit like that. But man, it's fucking bonkers. Jackie?
I am also going to give it a do. Nice boobs. And I don't know. It's just like the abrupt cuts, and it just kind of kept the film going, so you didn't really think about it too much. Like, how is she going to get home? She's naked. You don't need to think about that. We're on to the next thing now.
Yeah, that's over.
And it's just nonstop action. I still don't understand why it was called Firecracker, but
Is she the firecracker?
I'm thinking she's the firecracker.
Okay.
Because they had her juxtaposed against Black Cat's going off while she was practicing her karate.
If you light her fuse, she'll blow up in your face.
yeah.
If you hold on to her for too long, she'll blow your hand off.
Yeah.
If you light her, she'll turn into a snake and make ash in your driveway.
What did you say? Just gonna do whatever I want.
If you can hold her in your hand and make sparkling motions, if you got two of them, or you can strap them to a bicycle and be the ambassador of fun. That's Firecracker.
Firecracker.
Sam?
Yeah, I am giving it an absolute do because it was basically a thing that the second I could find it, I was pulling the trigger on it after we saw it
Right.
on disc several years ago. I think 6 years ago, something like that. And yeah, it's just fucking fun. And I think it's on Tubi TV as well as Amazon, so you don't even have to have a subscription. You can get this straight up free.
Yeah. Somebody just bought Tubi, I saw, which scared. Oh, Fox. Fox bought Tubi, which scares the ever-living shit out of me because we actually sometimes have to use Tubi. Please don't ruin it, Fox, for us.
Please don't ruin it.
Yeah, Firecracker streaming now on Amazon Prime and Tubi TV, so you have no excuse. This is a total do for everybody. That'll wrap it up for this week. I do want to address a couple things. We will, I don't know if you saw on Facebook, for those that don't follow us on Facebook, but we will be bringing back the midweek episodes while we're all in quarantine to cover that for you guys, for your life, for your health.
So you have something to listen to.
Yeah, right.
But
It's going to be a little different format. We're not going to do quite as scripted. It's not. We're also just going to have a free just thoughts. No game plan, no structure. We might bring in a segment here and there, but mostly just we want to chat and talk and fill the void that is our life, where we're just now trapped individually. So if you're a fan of the show, check those out. If you don't want to just hear us BSing, please just stick with the regular episodes where we talk about bad movies, because we probably won't talk very much about bad movies during the midweek episodes. So, that's what we're going to do. So expect one this week. It's probably going to be Thursday. It's, I think, the day we're going to make it, Sam. Is that correct?
Wednesday's recording, Thursday's air.
Okay. All right. There you go. So, Jax, anything else before we wrap up? It's your pick next. You don't have one, do you?
Nope, sure don't.
Okay, so we'll work on what Jackie's movie is this week. Listen to the midweek show to find out what that is.
Oh, that's a lot of pressure.
Hey, well, it's also a plug for ourselves. Listen to the podcast to get more about the podcast. Don't forget to email us, talk@stinkermadness.com. We want to hear from you guys during this difficult time and see how you are all doing and what you're watching as well. So please share that with us. In the meantime, enjoy your week. Get to the chopper. Visit us at www.stinkermadness.com. Follow Stinker Madness on Twitter @Stinker Madness. Please rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. Thank you for listening, and get to the chopper.